Hey there, comic book fans. I am back from the comic shop again this week. And I got 5 new comics. I missed out on one thing, only because, he didn't... I think he wasn't sure if he ordered one for me or didn't order one for me. It was Palookaville number 23, which is a comic, but it's now, for the last few years, is being published in a small hardcover book format. So the new issue of Palookaville 23 is actually a $20 hardcover. That's how it comes out now. But it's one of my favorite books, and he either didn't order one for me or someone else got. But anyway, he's reordering it, so I'll get it whenever it comes in a couple weeks. These are the couple of free things I got. This, I think, is the Marvel previews. He must have had extra copies of it, because this usually costs money unless you get it with previews. And I almost never pick it up. But sometimes he gets extra copies of it in and just hands them out. So he handed one out. And, of course, the comic shop news. Let's see. Dark Ark, the flood story you didn't know of. Oh, my God. Get those puns away from me. Dark Ark on the back, too. No idea what that is. But, I like to read this every week now that the shop's getting it in again. It just gives you an idea of what's coming out. Oh, there's that. That Conan Wonder Woman cover that Damien 666 was not liking very much on Twitter. I can see why. They are awfully lumpy, those two. But anyway, a couple of freebie stuff. Now we'll get into the comics. Our first comic of the week is Planetoid Praxis by Keith Garand. No flip cover this month. I think this is the last issue of this mini-series. I think I was the only one buying it, too. If you were buying this, leave a note down below, because I didn't see this on anyone else's video. Planetoid was the original series that came out, I don't know, 2013 or so. And this just popped up this year. I was like, all right, I like the original series. I'll get this one. You don't have to have read the original one to read this. The original one was kind of a survival story about a guy who crashed on this planet that not a lot of people are on. And this one is a further story of this planet as the people try to survive the peace, basically, because this giant empire bought their planet and sun and wanted to colonize it and civilize it, and they're just trying to get by. Decent story. I've enjoyed it. I'm not going to tell you it's an A+, but it's a solid B, and I'll take that. And next we have Deadly Class, issue number 30. I am really trying to get into this comic again. It was just my favorite comic for 2 years running until they ruined it for me. And now I'm just trying to get back into it again, because it's still good. It's not like it's bad in any way. They just kind of removed death from the universe, which is something that I'm not so fond of. That's why I don't read mainstream comics, Marvel and DC very much, when there's no stakes. When anybody who dies can... I mean, look at that. I find the storytelling beautiful, the layout's beautiful. It's just, well, the art isn't quite beautiful. It's kind of ugly, but it's not supposed to be beautiful. It's not really going for beauty. But man, the storytelling is real good. Like I said, it just kind of, it doesn't have the emotional core it once had for me, and I'm finding that a bit problematic. But I'm sticking with it. See if I can get into it again, because I don't want to lose Deadly Class. I want to keep reading it. And next we have Stray Bullets, Sunshine and Roses, number 27. No one's coming back from the dead in this one. Once you're dead in Stray Bullets, you're dead. There's the Sunshine Gang logo. But the last issue might have been the funniest. Some of the 8-panel grid that he uses for this story. He varies it up, but it's always based on that 8-panel grid. Last issue may have been the funniest issue of Stray Bullets ever, and it was just, I mean, funny. It's just a different thing than Stray Bullets, because it was a story of kind of the two of the recent losers of the book. Beth's mother, who Beth hit so hard over the head with a frying pan that she gave her mother a stroke. And then this other guy, Kretschmeyer, who's one of the... That's him right there, Kretschmeyer. There's Beth's mom with the stroke. I guess it continues their story in this issue. Kretschmeyer, who was in the hospital because he got the crap beat out of him by this other gangster called Monster. And just these kind of two... Well, Kretschmeyer isn't really a loser, but he just lost that fight. And Beth's mother is kind of a loser, but they're just kind of teamed up in this odd couple thing, and everything they did was wrong and evil, but funny. And it's hard. You find yourself laughing at things that are just crazy evil, but they're funny in this book. But Stray Bullets is just excellent. It's been excellent all the way through. I can't wait to see where this Kretschmeyer Beth's mom arc brings us, because issue 26 was just nuts. I expect the same from 27. Then we've got Saga, issue number 46. Wow, this is going to hit 50 soon. Saga is Saga. It keeps telling us its story. Our two lead characters, Alana? Yeah, 46 issues. I wish I knew their names. Alana, whoever her husband is, the kid, going through their weird life. There's the Fox abortion doctor or something like that. There's the ghost kid. It's you can't even explain Saga. It's this long, rambling space story that takes twists and turns and goes from here to there, and who knows what happens in Saga. Do we have anything on the back? Blank back cover. Just a continuation of the color. It's not even a wraparound because the shadows stop. But anyway, if you don't know what Saga is by now, don't know how to explain it to you, just grab a trade paperback of it and give it a read. And our final comic of the week is The Savage Dragon, issue number 226. Kill them, kill the aliens. I guess Donald Trump turns the populace against Malcolm Dragon. I always enjoyed the last issue was a landmark issue, as you can see here. There's a funeral, and that's for the original Savage Dragon. Malcolm Dragon, his son, is because this book takes place in real time. So 25 years have passed. That's Malcolm Dragon, his son. He took over the book a couple years ago. So 25 years or so have passed since Savage Dragon #1. So, jeez, look at that guy in the tank top and the woman in a house dress. Nice pin up on the back. And last issue's climaxed the original Savage Dragon story and ended up with his death. So, but yeah, they could always bring back. Like I said, Savage Dragon is one. Death is permanent in Savage Dragon, but they've brought back alternate reality versions of guys because all the multiverses were just destroyed last issue. This is a story that has had matter of fact, the original Savage Dragon Earth is destroyed. It got destroyed in like issue 70. And then the next Earth got destroyed in issue like 150. So Savage Dragon was on like his third Earth. He'd just go, oh no. He would lose sometimes to these giant Earth-destroying creatures, and they'd destroy the Earth and destroy the dimension. And he'd just kind of move on to, he's like, oh, nothing I can do. I guess I'll have to find a new dimension. So that's what happened. So death is permanent, and I expect I expect the original Savage Dragon to be gone, but they may bring back some alternate version Savage Dragon of him sometime, and that really doesn't bother me as much, only because his death was permanent. And I actually don't expect that either. I expect Malcolm Dragon to just continue on with the book as he's been doing for a couple of years now. But Savage Dragon's always fun. Eric Larson is one of these guys who just really enjoys making comics, and so he's going to keep doing them. Now let's give you a little look at my background art. We got one horizontal and one vertical. That one was done 11/29/08, and that one done 1/8/09. I just pulled these out of my files. So they're done within a month and a week of each other. And they both use the same technique, and that this is a pencil drawing, but I was kind of inking with the pencil in that there's no shades of gray. I was keeping it as dark black and sort of binary as I could. It's only black and white. And that's actually a tough technique, because you got to bear down on the pencil hard. You got to keep the page clean, and that's not easy to do. It's actually easier to ink a page than to ink it in pencil. And these, let's see, I don't think I ever finished coloring this one, just because I had a hard time coloring it, because all of the, it works as a drawing, but all this stuff is sort of open air, and the color comes through in it rather than them being shapes, and it kind of ruins it. This one I think I colored. I believe somewhere I have a finished print version. I'll have to look. I don't even know if I ever finished that one as a print, but I think I remember coloring it, but I'm not sure. But anyway, that's just a little look at stuff, and you guys have a good week out there.